Hey guys, how's it going? Here we are, the sixth Sunday of Ordinary Time, and the Gospel today is Luke's version of the Beatitudes, or what we call the Beatitudes. And someone told me recently that they were sharing with a child about this Gospel, and this child, when they heard that blessed are the poor, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, or happy are the poor, because theirs is the kingdom of heaven, this child was shocked. Like, what? How could this be true? And so this is exactly what today's gospel is about, this experience of contradiction. So if we wind back a bit and we see the reading that goes before today's gospel, it's actually the calling of the disciples, when Jesus called the disciples. And it says that we're on a mountain. So the mountain is always a place, of more like a greater perspective, a greater horizon. And so then going down the mountain is when we go back to ordinary life. And this is where today's gospel begins. It says that Jesus was on flat ground, that it was it was in the ordinariness of all we live. He was in the ordinary situations, the hustle and bustle, the people coming and going, because it says that there were people from all different places. And it was in this moment that Jesus called the disciples together and he began to share with them about the Beatitudes. And I can just imagine, and in my head, the faces of the disciples after coming down from the mountain. They're probably thinking, okay, let's go. Jesus has called us. It's time now to do something great, to use his power, or I don't know what they were thinking. And they probably heard Jesus and thought, what a contradiction. Why would Jesus start to speak to us about the blessed and the poor being blessed, and this being because they want to live the kingdom of heaven? And actually, each of the Beatitudes, really, they all come down to this same one, this being blessed because you're choosing to live now the kingdom. And so in our ordinary, everyday lives, we can sometimes be shocked by the contradictions that we experience. We can really desire things. We can have so much anticipation. We can have dreams. We can have disappointments. And we have these really profound experiences that we need to live and integrate in our everyday lives. And sometimes it's hard to accept the contradiction. And so I think the invitation in today's reading is a little bit like what I'm doing here, correcting, or I guess molding what Jesus lived, the greatest contradiction. And sometimes things need to be taken away from us. Sometimes we need to believe in the contradiction so as to really recognize, there's something greater that we're living for, because the reward of living the kingdom is not always now. The joy of living the kingdom isn't always now. But happy those who are open, who are poor, to let God fill them. Happy are those who weep, because they are the ones who have learnt to live empathy. Happy the ones who are hungry, because they are the ones who have learnt to element themselves with true food. Happy are those who are persecuted, because they have just chosen to live an authentic life. Happy Sunday, everyone.